How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining me coming back. It's been a while since I posted. I've been working 50-ish or more hours at work, and then I finally got the ick nasty, so that put me down for a couple weeks, and still not 100%, but it's time to do some side stuff and get back to having some fun, at least as fun as I can. So I got a bunch of metal and stuff that came in for a bunch of other projects, but working on pans right now. I had made a couple, posted some pictures, all of a sudden got a flood of people asking for them. So I made 3 sets, turned around, or started making 3 sets. In the last video I was showing the one of the pan bottoms, and now I've got 3 sets, an 8-inch, a 10-inch, and a 12-inch pan. I got all the bottoms made, but I need to make the actual handles for them now. So I figured I'd bring you guys along for that, and then probably show an assembly in another video. So I'm going to go ahead and get some steel cut, get the forge lit, and go ahead and get ready to have some fun. So guys, just a quick look at what we got. 6-inch by 1.25 inches, and then I marked it at 1 inch with my cutoff hardy. We're going to go ahead and stick this in here until we feel that lip. We're just going to start establishing like a set down here. You can use the edge of the anvil. This makes it a little bit more rounded, which is what I want, because I'm going to eventually round this. This is the part that's going to attach to the pan. So we want to make sure this is nice and flared out and there's plenty of room for the rivets. So I'm going to go ahead and set this down the rest of the way, and then we'll bring it back in when I round the corners. Now that we got that brought down, I'm going to go ahead and use the horn of my anvil. Start working these corners down. Now with this steel being really thin, it's going to take a little bit of being gentle with it to get it shaped the way you want. But I was using 1/4 inch steel before, and the issue I was running into is it was taking me a long time to get the handle as thin as I wanted. So since I am making a lot of these, I wanted to try something that was a little bit wider, because the other stuff was 1 inch wide by 1/4 inch thick. So I decided to go with the thickness of the pan for the handle, and then 1.25 inches wide. That way I could do a neck down here. It would be the size I needed roughly up here towards where the pan needs to attach, and then I can come in and neck this down, or taper this from the handle down. Now this should help cut down on the amount of time it takes me. Now it might take me a little bit longer because it's thinner, but it'll be less hard hammer hitting, and it'll be more finessing and making sure it's clean. So like when it gets a little bit colder, I can come in, and clean it up a little bit better. And I think running thinner steel will also make me have to learn better hammer control. So now this is neck down. This is going to be whatever shape you guys want it to be, because it doesn't really matter as long as the rivets will line up and all that other stuff when you drill the hole. But next we're going to go ahead and start to taper this part of the handle. Alright, now with this, since it is thinner, I'm going to have to go in like that, flatten it out. Run from the sides, flatten it out. Yep, and so you gotta decide kind of where you want your handle shape. And I'm gonna taper mine all the way back until about the last inch. I am gonna put this in a wedge block and curve the handle a little bit. So it's gonna be a little bit wide until I put that curve in it, and then it's gonna feel a little bit more comfortable, I'm hoping. But I'm going to go ahead and finish that and then make sure that it's the same thickness, and then I'll bring you guys back in for doing the end piece. This is the part I'm worried about not working. So I want to take roughly an inch, start doing a set down over the edge of the anvil. Now with it being so thin, I have a feeling this is going to be the worst part of this process. Well, this wasn't too bad. Now I'm going to go ahead and forge this out to a point, and then we're going to make a hook for the end. So now we're going to go ahead and put a little scroll in it. That, I'm going to dip it, it's the tip, and we're going to come over the edge, we're going to start to bend this way, and we're going to go ahead and start curling the bend this way. We're going to go ahead and get that hot again, and then we'll go ahead and go over the horn to do the rest of it. Went ahead and cooled off the little scroll at the end. There we go. Now I do think I just had to thin this out a little bit more. I'll have to go back in and do it again, but it's pretty much just the shape whatever you want. And then it's hard to keep the curl flat, so you got to keep readjusting. But other than that, this is pretty decent. So missed hammer blow there, but other than that, it's not going to add a little bit of character to it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up that little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and put that little curve in the handle there. Now we're going to go ahead and take cross peen, take it in my switch here, I'm going to rock it back and forth. Bring it down here. not hitting it hard enough to flatten out the curve we just put in. We're just flattening it out so it's even. And we'll go ahead and go back in here as it cools off. And it's good to keep it as straight as you can while you're doing it. Go. Straighten up a couple things here and there. That's it for this video, guys. So you can see that it's got a little bit of a curve to it. So it'll fit better. It's really hot, so hopefully I don't accidentally touch myself. But it should fit better right here in the palm of my hand when I'm using it. So and this will be the size for one of these little pans. So it looks like it's about right. I took a guesstimated estimate, or a guesstimated size. The other size I was using had to do a lot of drawing out to get this long. And this seems to be mostly uniform thickness. It took me less time than the other ones. The flat where it hooks to this is a little bit off from the handle, but as soon as I get this mounted to this, I'm going to do a nice curve. That'll be another video, and it might not be this pan because I have a lot of these to do. So I'm going to bust out a bunch of these, and then maybe when I get to the last couple, I will do a video of me putting them together. I'm working on trying to decide how to make a jig, so I make sure that at least all the holes are lined up. That'll make the process a little bit faster, but that's what we're kind of looking at. The pan bottom like we did last time, and then now a handle. So please like, share, subscribe. Thanks to everybody who comments. I appreciate it, and definitely makes us feel a little bit more like something worth videoing anyway. So I finally have a couple people that were giving me crap, but that's fine. They can give me as much crap as they want. This is fun and enjoyable. You can't ruin fun and enjoyable, at least for me. So there we go.